Alright guys, so as you noticed from the title and thumbnail, this isn't a review of a watch, it's a review of a watch box. So if you're anything like me, you're always going to need an extra watch box, some extra storage, because you've got watches scattered about all over the place, or at least I have anyway. If you're buying a lot of stuff in the AliExpress sales, I'm sure you might do as well. So a nice watch box, a nice display case is always going to be a good option, because you store them away neatly and you can also have them on display as well. So the Eagle Adder, you've probably already noticed, it's in the background here. So that's the one we're going to be checking out today. It's from Beerust. Full disclosure, I was sent it for free. Don't have to send it back, but you know the score. So I'm going to change the way I do my reviews, going to keep it 100% honest all the time, no matter what. So the question is this going to be one you're interested in? Is it well built? Is it good value for money? To answer all those questions and more, let's jump right in and find out. So here it is. And as you can probably tell, I've had to change my setup slightly. I've had to zoom out a little bit more than I normally would, because obviously this is a fairly big watch box. So let's go over the dimensions before we show you in a bit more detail. So we've got a width of 10.6, that's inches. We've got a depth of 8.5, and then when it comes to the height, that is 5.6. So it's an 8-slot watch box, and it's actually PU leather, but it's a pretty high quality. It's not like your standard really cheap PU leather, and it's actually wood underneath as well. So pretty solid. So that is nice. So let's open it up. Actually, no, before we open it up, quickly show you what it's like from the front. So there we go. We've got the Beerust brand in there. We've got some nice little stainless steel handles there, little knobs. One for the top, one for the drawer at the bottom. I'll show you that in a bit. You can see the stitching is really nicely done. And on the top as well. In some places it is just glued, but you can see we've also got proper hinges on this, which I'll show you in a minute. So quickly open it up and then we'll show you what it's like inside. And before we go into anything else, quickly show you those hinges, because they are really nice hinges on there. And they are on the outside as well, so you don't need to worry about getting too close to the watches and possibly hitting the watches. They're in the separate bits on the side, which is nice. And it is always good to have nice hinges on a watch box, instead of just like little ribbons or anything like that, which a lot of the cheaper ones tend to have. So I've got a mixture of different size watches in here. One of which, this one, if you've seen the review of that, the Nove, that's a really big watch. That's I think 55 diameter or something crazy like that. And you can see that still fits in really nicely. And these are pretty deep as well, so it can accommodate that, and they're pretty chunky watch, and you still don't have to worry about it catching on the top. Still plenty of clearance there. Hopefully I can, yeah, there you go, you can see that. Still plenty of clearance. It's not hitting the top, but it also fits nice small watches as well, like this Pagani. So nice mixture. And when it comes to these cushions, they are pretty nice. Nothing special, but they are nice and soft. One thing to bear in mind though, if you do have leather straps, you can see I've got this on the second to last hole to get it to fit around that cushion, because they are pretty big cushions. So if you're a smaller guy with smaller like leather straps or anything, you might struggle to get them to fit, because as I say, for my 7-inch wrist, this is a standard size strap, but it is on the last, well, second to last hole to get it in there. If you've got bigger watches, you're a bigger guy, not going to be a problem, as I say, with like this one. Again, same thing, second to last hole on that one. Where it might become an issue is if you have watches like this one. If they have a butterfly clasp, that one, you can see it's pretty tight. So obviously, again, if you've got a smaller than 7-inch wrist, you're not going to be able to get it in there unless you have it like half open, maybe. Have it like that. So again, something to be aware of. Quickly pop this down and we'll talk about the drawer. So slides out there. Ooh, just reposition that a bit so you can see it a bit better. There we go. So it doesn't actually come fully out, it's actually got stoppers on it, so it will stop there. Just zoom in ever so slightly. And you can see I'm currently using it just to store straps. quite a bit of space in there. I've got quite a few straps in. I've also got some spare milled clasps, because they're always handy to have. Spare links and bits and pieces for the excite on. But you can use it for pretty much anything you want. Watch tools maybe, spring bar removal tools, that kind of stuff. Because they're reasonably deep, and you can see you can get a fair few straps in there, or other bits and pieces if you want. And it's a nice soft finish in there as well. Same as the pillows. It's kind of like a suede kind of finish. And again, you've got that little handle on there. You've got like a suede kind of finish on the bottom anyway. Yeah, there you just about see it. So it won't be scratching the table or anything you put it on. Probably noticed then, with some of the heavier watches, obviously this will move around a bit. It's not a tight fit. So again, you might get a little bit of movement. But again, it depends on the watch. That is a really big heavy watch. When it comes to the top of this, it's not glass, unfortunately. It is just acrylic. But it does the job. Obviously glass would have been better, but it's fine. No issues with it. And again, it's got like a felt around the edge here. Overall, I think it's pretty nice. The main question you're going to have to ask yourself is, do you think it is a little on the pricey side? I know a lot of people are going to say it probably is, and I get that, but when it comes to watch boxes, they can vary wildly. Like you can get some really cheap PU leather ones, which aren't very good at all. I don't think. They kind of fall apart after like a couple of weeks or something, maybe start peeling apart, because they're not stitched, they're just fully glued. Whereas this one does have the stitching, so hopefully it'll hold together a bit better. Also underneath, I'm pretty sure it is wood, so again, it's more solid. It's not just like a cardboard thing wrapped in like a fake leather. And again, the leather they've used, although it isn't top grain leather, it is a good quality PU leather. So I think it'll hold up pretty well. And again, I think it looks really nice. So as I say, I think it's probably a touch on the expensive side. If they could get it even closer to that $100 mark, I think it'd be ideal. But there isn't a great deal of competition out there when it comes to Amazon watch boxes. You can either get like the really cheap kind of $30, $40 kind of thing, and then there's a bit of a gap, and then you jump up to like the $100, $150, and then again, way beyond that obviously. So I think for what you're getting, a smidge over what ideally I'd want to be paying. I think I'd probably want it a little bit closer to the $100 mark. At the moment, as I say, it's $150, so it's not overly expensive, but it is on the upper end. Got some nice touches. These hinges, especially, they are really nice. If I'm getting a watch box, you definitely want to be getting one that has proper hinges like that, because they do make a big difference. You don't have the lid bit flapping about. It's nice and secure. The fact that you've got that little drawer at the bottom as well, well, not even that little really, you can get quite a bit in there. Do like that. And again, just the little touches with the little metal kind of chrome finished handles, almost stainless steel, and same with the hinges. The nice high polish on the hinges, so they just look good as well as being really nice functionally as well. But I guess the question is, are you willing to pay this much for a watch box like this? So let me know down in the comments. If you are, there'll be a link down there in the description. But that's it for this one, guys. Hope you like this, something a little bit different, and I'll see you in the next one.